Hello, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to The Last Dispensation. I'm your host, Troy Abels. I would like to remind you to please share this in your groups, your LDS groups. I know you have them on Facebook and all your other social media platforms. Share it with friends and private messages, what have you. Also, remember to like this video and subscribe. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, subscribe. Hit the notifications button so that you could be notified whenever I do put out information pertaining to the gospel. This is part 3 of the War in Heaven today. We're going to go ahead and finish this up here. So the prophet Joseph Smith declared it would be the elders of Israel who will step forward to help save the Constitution and not the church. That was General Conference, October 1966. The devil also says there's no need to get involved in trying to save freedom and the Constitution. It's all going to be gone anyway in the last days, right? This is dangerous reasoning because in reality, you cannot fully live the gospel without working to save freedom in the Constitution. Plus, there would be no church if there was no church headquarters. The reason the church flourishes is because the headquarters is in a free country with a constitution. Now that we understand there are no good excuses and we need to be actively engaged, what are we to do? In General Conference, October 1987, President Benson, as president of the church, not as an apostle and not as a general authority, but president of the church, laid out these steps. First and foremost, we must be righteous. Second, we must learn the principles of the Constitution in the tradition of the Founding Fathers. Third, we must become involved in civic affairs to see that we are properly represented. Fourth, we must make our influence felt by our vote, our letters, our teaching, and our advice. Then in the General Conference of October 2003, Elder M. Russell Ballard said, "The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. We need to raise our voices with other concerned citizens throughout the world in opposition to current trends." Elder Christensen in February 2006 in Zion emphasized this as well when he said, "What a sacred privilege and responsibility is ours to participate with other like-minded people to ensure that basic freedoms are preserved wherever we reside. In addition to certain things we can do on our own, we have a responsibility to join and work with others to reverse current trends and preserve freedom. Elder Christensen recommends working with those of like mind. Those groups of like-minded people should understand the Constitution in the tradition of the Founding Fathers, and that its biggest threat is a conspiracy that seeks to destroy every land and country." In the June 2007 Ensign, President Hinckley said, "That war," speaking of the war in heaven, "so bitter, so intense, has never ceased. It is the war between agency and compulsion," and we can see that going on right now, don't we, brothers and sisters? "It is between the followers of Christ and those who have denied him. His enemies have used every stratagem in that conflict. They've indulged in lying and deceit. They've employed money and wealth. They've tricked the minds of men. They've murdered and destroyed and engaged in every kind of evil practice to thwart the work of Christ." So President Hinckley wasn't just talking about unembodied evil spirits of the third of the hosts of heaven that were cast down to earth. No, he was speaking of mortals as well. Those enemies of Christ have sought to destroy his work, but those efforts are in vain. In the end, the Lord wins. President Benson testified, "The Lord has declared that before the second coming of Christ, it will be necessary to destroy the secret works of darkness in order to preserve the land of Zion, the Americas." Go back and read 2 Nephi chapter 10, 11 through 16. This was said in General Conference, September 1961. And finally, those that seek to destroy freedom in America must be defeated. They will be defeated. The only question that remains is, which side of the fence will we be on? So my question to you is, and it seems apparent to me from all the prophets and apostles that have spoken on this subject, that the Constitution will be saved, even that the Constitution will exist during this occupation of the beast upon the earth during that tribulation period, the 7-year tribulation, or the last 3.5 years of that tribulation. Will the Americas not cease to be a land of freedom? Will it be the rest of the earth that is under the control of the beast? I don't know. Apparently, we have to save the Constitution before the second coming of Jesus Christ. I mean, that's what I understand it to be. I could be wrong. I would like to thank latterdayconservative.com for, I've done a couple videos using some of their material, and I'm thankful to Ezra Taylor, the author of The War in Heaven Today, making it possible for me to read and comment on this blog. If you haven't listened to parts 1 and 2 of The War in Heaven Today, please go back and listen, and then come back and listen to this one. Thank you.